today, is let go and let God. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Are we really living that life? Are we letting go and let God? Or are we fooling ourselves? Let go and let God. Mm. You know, whenever I come in front of you, I always want to make a change in your life. I want you to think about what's going on. Because, you know, it's senseless of me coming up here and preaching and teaching and nobody is changing. If we need change. All of us need change. We need to draw closer to Him. We do. We need that really, really bad. We need to get close to the Lord. And so that's why I think, you know, I come here so that we can make a difference. Because you know, and why the difference? The difference is because there's people out there in the world that don't know God. And they have to look at us to know about God. They have to look at us. We are the example. We are, you know, we can say we are the light of the world, but we really have to be the light of the world. We really have to be the salt. We really, really, really have to be the salt. You know, I'm going to just tell you, I went to a funeral Saturday, and I came in and I sat next to this girl, and I tried to chit-chat with her a little bit, you know. And I was like, what is this? But I know I'd seen her before someplace, I don't remember. And then she had the program, and I didn't have one. I said, can I borrow it? And she said, well, can't you see? I'm reading it. I said, yes. I was just like this, yes. Well, I mean, whenever you're done, well, guess what? She couldn't read it because the print was too fine. She had to turn around and give it to me right away. I said, okay, Lord, I see you. I see you, Lord. But guess what? During the service, they asked for the ministers to stand up. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I was not going to stand up. But I saw my Sister Ann look back like that, and I said, I jumped up. I'm not going to lie. I jumped up, and she looked back at me. After I finished jumping up and sitting back down, she was the sweetest person ever. I said, Lord Jesus, all it had to take was for me being a minister that made her sweet. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. Because I could have been a sinner that needed to be saved, and she should have shown her light. That shouldn't have been. I was like, But you know, I kept on being nice to her, and you know, and talking to her all the way. Finally, she could talk. She wasn't grunting at me, but no, it's true. We are the light. We are the salt of the earth. We have to be different. Something in us has to be different. Something. You know God is constantly, I don't know about you, I know God is constantly changing me. And even when I start thinking something like negative, I can hear Him. I can hear Him. He doesn't even want me to think negative about anybody. You know? So I know He's working in me, and I know for me, I couldn't make that change by myself. So I know it's God doing it. You know, I have to say this. I don't know how Pastor did this for so many years after each other, but on Wednesday, I am beat. And he did it, what, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday? Woo! The one Wednesday, after I preach, Tuesday night, Wednesday, I'm like, dragging. Like I kept 20 children or something like that. I need rest after that. Let's go to 1 Peter 5 and 7. It is draining, but he did it. First Peter 5 and 7. And I think I have the NIV, so I don't know if that's what. It might sound a little different. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Let me read the Amplified Version. Casting all your cares, call all your anxieties, all your worries, and all your concerns on God, on him, for he cares about you with deepest affection and watches over you very carefully. Just imagine, the creator of heaven and earth cares for you, for me too, cares for us. So why are we anxious? Because he created heaven and earth. He knows everything. So there's no reason for us to walk in anxiety. That has to leave us. Because that's coming straight up from the devil. It is coming from the devil. Because, nothing catches a God off guard. Anything that's going to happen to you, it doesn't catch God off guard. I remember driving down the road and I heard, slow down. And guess what? Officer down the road. I was driving down the road and I heard also, you're going to have an accident. You're going to have an accident further down the road. Just like that. And guess what? It was over my Spanish music. You all know how loud I play my Spanish music. So it was over my Spanish music. I heard, you're going to have an accident. And I went like this, me, God? Yes. And I started praying for everybody. But guess what? I put my seatbelt on. And guess what? I was coming from Galveston. When I hit Dickinson, the car I drove clean. And in the accident, I could feel how the seatbelt kept me from going through the windshield and kept me from going through the door. I didn't hit anybody, but I hit the railings or whatever those things are. So I thank God. God warns us. He warns us. And nothing catches him by surprise. He knew I was going to have the accident, and he warned me. Because sometimes, if you're quiet enough, he will warn you. But even though you're not quiet, because my music was loud. I'm not ashamed to say that, because when I want to play Spanish music especially, I play it loud. I love it. Anyhow, God has proven to me over and over, how much he cares for me, over and over. Let's look at Romans 8:28. I have to say this. I was preparing a different sermon today, but then when I got ill, I had the sermon already written. And I gotta say, thank you, Brother Marvin, for telling me to keep a sermon ahead of me, because or else I don't know what y'all would have heard today. But since I had this written, I said, look at you, devil, I got one written. I don't have to go back and focus in on getting scriptures and all of that. So, sometimes we don't listen to people.
That's right.
We don't listen to people. But I don't know what anointing was on him that day that he told me to do that. I don't know. But I'm glad I did. Because that's why they say obedience. It's not that he was trying to make me obey him. But when he said it, I was like, he might be right. Let me do it.
Yeah.
Let me do it. And guess what? I needed it today. I need it today. I'm telling you, God is faithful. God is faithful. Okay, we're going to Romans what? 8:28? Is that what I said? It says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So, did you all read that with me? Is that what it says? So, I haven't preached about purpose for a long time, but I believe everybody has a purpose. everybody. I don't care who you are, because we are the body of Christ. Everybody has a purpose, and I will never get off of that. Everybody has something to do, and what we need to do is respect each other's gifts. We need to respect each other's gifts. Because a little thing like they had telling me that made me wrote a sermon a couple of weeks back, and then today I'm able to use it. Because today, during the day, I was really out of it. So I'm telling you, all of us have purpose, and we need to focus in on our purpose. And when we focus in on our purpose, God is, it might be a little rough, but God is going to make sure that you follow through on your purpose if you're willing to surrender your life to Him. You have to surrender. We talk about obedience. Obedience is the key to surrendering your life to the Lord and doing what He has called you to do. I can't do what you called to do. Nobody, none of us. We can't walk in each other's shoes. Nothing can make us walk in each other's shoes. Everybody have to wear the same, wear your own shoes. For some reason, you know why I'm laughing? I hear like I'm hearing my grandmother tell me something about shoes. That's funny, That's why I'm laughing. So I'm telling you, when I read this, I think about Joseph. You remember our Joseph, let me don't look at Ethelyn because she knows that I like Joseph, and I always have to mention his name. He was special to me because he was a little boy. Let's look at Genesis 39:2. The Lord was with Joseph. The Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. So, that's what happened. The Lord was with Joseph. The Lord is with us. And even though it might look like we're not prospering, in the long run, we are prospering. We are. Because sometimes God has to bring you down before He can bring you up. He has to bring you down before He can bring you up. Because there's some things He wants out of you, like your character. He can't give you $1 million if He knows that you're going to take it and just dress up and do things that you shouldn't be doing with it. Think about it. It's like you have a child. You wouldn't give them a car to drive, a 3-year-old child a car to drive. So sometimes some of us are 3 years old in God's eyesight. We might be older, but our actions, our character has not grown up yet. Yeah. So He's waiting to grow our character up before He can bless us. So that's why He has to take you down before He can bring you up. He has to. Because He don't want you to die out there. He doesn't want you to die out there. That's the bottom line. Let's look at Genesis 39:23. One more time. No, did I? Yeah. 39:23. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's cage, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. Now, here, when you look at Joseph, you didn't think he was getting success because first he was sold as a slave, but he kept getting success. Even in jail, success. You might say, but God, why did he have to go to jail? Why did he have to go to jail? But in there, he was learning. He was learning more and more. And that's what we noticed, that most of us, all of us might have to have walked through some trials. Can't nobody in here tell me they haven't walked through any trials. Everybody here has walked through some trials. Let's look at Genesis 50:20. Joseph was talking to his brothers here. And he says, you know, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So when you're going through some hell, don't get fed up. There's a reason. There's a reason you're behind your hell.